There is so many already.
Yeah, जी बरकत साहब, जोर से पढ़ेंगे.
कुरान के अंदर ये आयत है, सूरा 2 and ayat 155, and it says, and we will surely test you with something of fear and hunger and a loss of wealth and lives and fruits, but give good tidings to the patient. This is all the surah is. I will read it again. It says, and we will surely test you with something of fear, pehli and hunger, number 2, and loss of wealth, and lives, and fruit, 5 things. But give good tidings to the patient.
So in other words, it covers everything. Exactly, you got it. So a loss of family member.
The underlying word was, we will
surely test you.
Surely.
So test is all upon us. Nobody is saved from that.
There is no person saved from that.
Last words with the last sentence.
The patient, the one who have sabr or patience, good tidings are to them.
शुक्र करने वालों के लिए.
So she asked a very good question. You want to ask again? Go ahead.
He tests you only if you are going astray, or for other reasons too.
So I'm going to say this ayat in simple language. અમે તમને ખાતરી ડરાવીએ છીએ કે અમે તમને ટેસ્ટ કરશું. It doesn't say કે you are going this way or that way. 5 ચીજોમાં તમને ટેસ્ટ કરશું. ને surely ખાતરી ડરાવીએ છીએ. Fear થી,
પછી
ખોફ થી, ભૂખ થી,
પૈસા,
Loss of wealth,
પૈસા થી,
loss of lives,
જાન થી. यानी કે બાયડી ગુજરી ગઈ, ધણી ગુજરી ગયા, બચ્ચા ગુજરી ગયા, મા બાપ ગુજરી ગયા, જે બી લાઈફ થી. અને આખરી ફ્રૂટ થી. આ 5 ચીજોમાં તમને ફ્રૂટ.
So fruit has a meaning in that.
So first, the fear. Alright? આપણે નાદલી આવડે છે ને આપણને નાદલી એના અંદર 2 દુઆ છે. કુલ્લુ હમીન વ ગમીન. ફેર હોય છે ફ્યુચરનો, ગમ હોય છે પાસ્ટનો. He covers both. કે યા મોલા તું મને આ બેયથી બચાવ. પાસ્ટના ગમથી, કોઈ મરી ગયું, પૈસા લોસ થઈ ગયા, whatever we lost. That's the gum. Sadness always has to do with the past. Sadness has nothing to do with the future. What does it do with the future? Fear.
डर.
Right? डर. Future डर. बच्चा થઈ જશે, પૈસા હાલા જશે, ઘર હાલી જશે,
આમ થઈ ગયું તો, તેમ થઈ ગયું તો,
આમ થઈ ગયું તો, આમ થઈ ગયું. ડર. And God says, I will test you on both. Fear થી તમે કરવાનો. પછી તમને સેકન્ડ
hunger,
ભૂખથી. ખાવાનું નથી, રાઈટ? બટ ખાવાનું બી 3 લેવલમાંથી છે. The food of the body, food of the soul, and food of the intellect. And I will test you on all 3. Alright? The next one is
loss of wealth.
And we all know that. And especially Africa, see, તમે જ્યારે નીકળ્યા, everything lost. Everything we had built, gone. Overnight, gone. But look at how Allah has blessed us again. And there were people who complained and still complaining. And there are people who are living their life happily because they trusted Imam and his guidance. Look at whatever they lost, they found it multiple times.
It's a good that it happened.
Right?
Now we say,
But in hindsight you say.
In hindsight.
And
Right?
the word Mawla's Farman is also, you can lose everything, but if you have your education, right, for the younger generation, that's all you need.
He said 2 things,
Two things.
education and faith.
Education and faith, right? Yeah.
Faith. So, wealth. We all know about that. And then the 4th one was life. Like I said,
family members.
one thing 100% guaranteed. If a person is born, he will die. That's a guarantee. If that is the case, why are you worrying about it? Who said that my grandfather or parents will die first, then my parents will die, and then I will die? Is that written somewhere? No. Whoever the time is up on you, then it is your time. You could be a kid, young, old, wife, husband, children, parents, brother, sister. Everybody has to die. If that is the case, then why cry? But if you understand that upfront, that everything has to die. Everything has to die. If not today, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, the day after. As soon as you accept that part, then there's nothing to cry about. So there is one thing, I know it's a little bit hard sometimes, especially at the time of death. It's really hard to rationalize and justify it. Okay. So let's say Khuda na khasta, apro bhai, ben, husband, wife, somebody dies, and you're crying. So when you're crying, what are you saying? That I lost him or her. That's why you're crying. But what you fail to see, that he or she is in a better place. If she or he is in a better place, then if you are crying, you are saying, how come he received their salvation before me? You are jealous of their soul now. Do you see that?
There's an interesting story about those four Bhagat.
Yes.
Sufi,
okay.
Yeah.
Let's understand this with the story. So in old days, there were four Bhagat or Sufis, and they loved their God so much, whenever they would do ibadat or remembrance, they will play music. Play music, whatever kind of music they want to play. And they will dance in the love of their love. So some Muslim people got hold of them, Maulanas, and say, hey, Islam, no music. You cannot take Allah's name with the music. Haram hai. Right? So don't do that. And they left, they started again. Allahu, 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 Allahu. Music ke saath. Right? They came back. So we just told you, don't do that. Haram hai. Then they left and they will start again. Allahu, Allahu. With the music and dancing. So they took all of them in the prison. Judge came. They told the judge that, they are doing something which is haram in Islam.
Blasphemous. Yeah?
Huh?
Blasphemous, yeah.
Yeah. Then the judge said, oh really? Hang them all. Just kill them all. Hang them. Beheaded. Right? So now the day come to be beheaded. So four of them standing in line. So, they have to read that fatwa. That, he calls upon the name. He said, four of you guys, and the judgment is that you guys will be beheaded. So Abdul, come in front. So the Qasam Bhai next to him is holding the Abdul and said, no, behead me first. So Qasam Bhai ko Karim Bhai pakarta hai. No, behead me first. Karim Bhai ko Jafar Bhai pakarta hai. कि no, behead him. वो बोले, अरे तुम लोग पागल हो? What's wrong with you guys? There's something wrong with you guys. You should be the other way around. Take him first. Take him first.
I love my life, right?
Take him first. They're saying, no, take me first. In Islam, in the law of Islam, there is no blame on crazy people. Right? They say, ye to pagal hai. So what do we do with them? If we let them go, they will start again. Allahu, Allahu. So what do we do with them? So how about we take them to our king? Jo bhi Basha hai, let's take them to them. Let Basha deal with these crazy people. Because we cannot do anything. Because in law, if they do blasphemy, we are supposed to behead them. But if they're crazy, we cannot. That's the law. So let's take them to the king. They go to the king's court, and they, tell them that these people are charged with this, and this is what we had decided, but they are crazy. So what do we do with them? So Basha said, Acha, okay, call them. So they come forward. So why would you do that? Don't you love your life? Why you wanted to be fighting amongst each other and saying, me first, me first? Shouldn't you be saying, he first, he first? They said, no. Our whole life, we loved Allah. And this is time, I wanted to see my Allah first.
Subhanallah.
I wanted to go to Him first. Because that was the purpose of all our life. The love of the life, the Allah that we were doing, so we can be one with Him. I wanted to be one with Allah first. And the other guy said, no, I wanted to be one with Allah first. You know what King says? These are the true people who understand the love of Allah. Not you Maulana and not you judge. You guys don't even understand the love of Allah. These are the people who understand, and He gives them a portion in His God as an intellectual.
Because they were able to give defenses intellectually. Why were they behaving like that? They were not insane, they were intellectuals actually. They understood.
Yes.
So the story was, when you were talking about the reason we talked about this, the fear of death, loss of life. So Imam says that when a person dies, it's a day of Eid for them. Why should we even cry? Right? So the question was that, does it only comes on the astray people or moments?
Because we proved that with the ayat, right?
Ayat.
It's on everybody. Surely. તમે મોમિન છો કે નથી એનાથી કાંઈ ફરક નહીં પડતો. The test is on all. Who take the test and take the opportunity and increase their rank, and who will take the test, take the pain and lose the opportunity.
So those who are astray, they would, if they were to take this as an opportunity, they come on the path. But those who are on the path and they have the test, it is the test of patience. Do I lose it? Because it's not only lip service. It's like you can sit in classes and act like knowledgeable, but what happens to you when the test comes to you? Do you pass the test or do you fail? So do you stay patient or do you fail? So that's the test for a moment. But do they end up complaining about it? Khatri, I love the word, the way he said, Khatri che. Test to everybody pe aana hai.
That's one thing for sure.
Some people do get more tests than others.
Yeah, I mean the
You know who gets the most tests?
yeah.
You know who gets the most tests? The Pegambar, the Awliya and Ambiya.
Yeah.
There is no test like their test. The test on them.
Pegambar, after they go through all these tests, right?
Yeah. Why do they go through all these tests? So we cannot say that, hey, why more tests on me? No, Pegambar are the role model. Say, look at me. Let me go through all these tests so you can see how to be patient.
So in that regard, does Imam go through tests?
Definitely. 100%. Not 100%, 100%. 100%.
And we
Every single Imam goes through their test. You know how many Imams were killed? Martyred? Killed? 20 out of 49. 20 Imams were killed.
That's how they were supposed to die.
Huh?
That's how they were supposed to die according to.
Yeah, I know, understand.
Life.
But imagine, we're talking about Imam.
We are talking about
You have to be
Imam.
very careful,
So, who understand, they become test for us or the role model for us. So when something like this happen, we say, why am I crying? Even my Imam has given his life. What I have given, compared to that, nothing. Do you see that? Compared to that, nothing. Why am I crying? That's exactly the role modeling Imam is doing for us. The work. We say, oh, there's so much pressure on our time. How many hours do we work? 8 hours. Look at Imam. Working 16, 18, 20 hours a day. What pressure you have compared to him? Nothing. In 1986, when Imam came to America in Houston, the very first thing Imam did, look at the role model, okay? How much he loves us and how much we love him. Comparison, okay? So Imam comes to Houston, Begum Salima comes with him. Get on stage, tilawat, gifts, and then Imam gets up, comes on mic, says, my wife must leave now because my children, they are in Boston and they are on vacation, and a mother wants to be with her children. So she will go and be with her children, and I will stay with my children. You see that? That's the love of the Imam for us. हम क्या करते हैं? मेरे बच्चे का पहले कर लो, फिर आपके बच्चे. You see that? You see the difference? And that was the Gina. कि कुटुंब परिवार छोड़िया, मैं तेरे नाम से बांधिया. Do we do that? No. We don't love the Imam the way we should love the Imam. Because if we did, we will leave everything. And it doesn't mean कि अब हम family को छोड़ देंगे, अपने घर को. Because become a sage or sadhu is not in our religion. We have to maintain the world while we love the Imam. I mean, you have the world, but not the love of the world. You have the children, but not the love of the children. The love is only for the Imam. आपने देखा love में फर्क? Don't love what is temporary. Love what is permanent. Love what is permanent, not temporary. And earlier he had asked, and I said, I'm going to give you a harsh answer, but then I did not. When he asked that, would our family will come to receive us? And I thought I'm not going to give that a harsh answer I wanted to give. But with your permission.
Sure. Yeah.
I wanted to give. In this Gnan, at the very end, so jab vedana aave, to tamme aojo joa. A moment's wish, intention, should be, Mola, when I die, you come to pick me up, not my family member. ना ત્યાં પર માં છે, ના બાપ છે, ના બેન છે, ના ભાઈ છે. ખાલી કોણ છે? મોલા છે. You come and pick me up. Pull out this Surah Muhammad ayat number 6. Same ayat we were talking about yesterday. We only covered the half part.
So before they pull it, I just want to give answer because I said something and Parveen looked at me. That, it is very easy for us to see Imam as like us. And we do make that mistake. Though we understand that he is Noor, we have to be careful when we talk about Imam. Reason being, I would say there are two, I'm going to say it in two different ways. He is the king of the deen and dunya. We say it, deen or dunya ka malik. Does he need to work this hard? Not at all. But the reason he is working so hard, so we can never say, Mola, we could complain that if you live in this world, then you would know. He goes through all the pain, physical ill health, having children, physical, pain of working so many hours, traveling, everything. He goes through all the things which we go through. But my point was that we cannot compare ourselves with him or say this, say about things about Imam so lightly, because he does not need to go through this. He is doing all this because of us. He is here to help us out. He does not need to. He is the king of the world. Why does he even have to lift his finger? We should be serving him all the time because we love him so much. But just because he is trying to be a role model to us, he is going through all the pains just like us humans. Needy intellect, needy. But now, so that's why I was saying that we should be careful when we talk about Imam, And the other example, of course, he is full of Noor, And then what he is saying that when we become Noor with him, we are like him in Noor. And there's a farman, Maula Saddam Shah says, those of you stand up who see Noor, and then Rahim Basira was the one, he's kind of shyly standing up, and Maula says, no, stand up and tell me, what do you see in your ibadah? Maula, how can I say this? how can I say it? And he says, no, I'm asking you, say it. And he says, Mullah, I see myself at your place.
He sees himself as Imam.
He sees himself as Imam. A moment, and this is all written in Farman. We are not telling the stories,
Yeah, it's
Kissa, we
written
are not
Farman.
Kissa. This is from Farman book. So a moment, he elevated himself so much that he saw himself as Imam, sitting on Gadi. But how humble he was. So at one point, the level of Noor, if we were to pass all the tests and do what we are supposed to do, the purpose of life, we fulfill that, we can, just like Salman Farsi, like Rahim Basaria, be the family of Imam, be the one with the Noor in our life. We don't have to die to become one with him. What's the fun in that?
So Rahim Basaria is a 19th century person?
Just 100 years ago.
Yes.
Just 100
I'll share the Farman. If you can read Urdu, I think we have
His
it.
bungalow still is in Karachi next to Garden Jamasana.
Yeah, I'll share those. I have it.
Just-
I'll share with you.
Yeah, we have it recently.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's not possible anymore?
Is that what you are
Was that
thinking?
I just wanted to know if there's anybody that
Current?
Today?
Yes, yes.
More than ever.
More than ever. Yes, ma'am.
Today there are more mu'minin like Rahim Basaria more than ever.
And why? Question would be why?
Look at the blessing of the Imam in this time. If we say there is nobody like Rahim Basaria or Salman Farsi or Pir Nasir Khusro or Pir Sadruddin, you know what we are saying? Imam ki blessing khatam ho gayi aaj. No, is more blessing today than ever before. So there are more people like Rahim Basaria today than ever before.
Subhanallah, shukran.
We don't know that.
People did not know Rahim Basaria either. You know kitni takleef dete the bichare ko log.
Pir Sabzali. He died. After that, Mola gave him the title of Pir. And if you read his stories, Jamaat gave him extremely hard time. Extremely. I mean, if you read, you'll cry if you read his stories. But he was so humble and such a servant of Imam, he served without question. And after his death, Imam gave him title. And now, Pir Sabzali is not even 100 years. It's less than even 100 years.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
1923 में तो वो उतर गया था.
Yeah, 1940 में, right? No,
23.
23 में. So how many years?
He was a young man. He
Young
went
man.
to encyclopedia.
So this is even less than year
95, 96.
96 years. He became Pir.
Alhamdulillah, Pir Sabzali used to collect the Karsazi, go to different Jamaat Khanas and do the wise and Ilm Ginan and do multiple tasks from the Imam, also collect the Karsazi. And my dada was collecting the Karsazi for this Jamaat Khana.
Wow.
Pir Sabzali used to come to my dada's place and stay at our place for a couple of days until this thing is done. And then he leaves and go to it. And every month they come, every 2-3 months they come and collect. So it is not 100 or 300 years ago, it's only 70, 80 years ago when he used to come at my dada's place.
Subhanallah. So the reason we brought Pir Sabzali, he had no title. But whatever task Imam would give it to him, he would do that. And Jamaat would give him hard time. Why? Because of jealousy. Because Imam was giving him tasks and not others, And so when he died, then Imam said that Pir Sabzali, he appreciates 3 people in the Farman, and he says that Sabzali was our Pir, and we give him the title of Pir Sabzali. During his lifetime, he had no title, meaning that the point we brought this up, the reason was that Mu'min have hard life. Hard life during their lifetime, but if they stay on the path doing, be obedient of Imam, then they are elevated after death. We know. But Rahim Basaria's example is different in the sense he was alive, he was sitting in the Jamaat, and Imam said that Rahim Basaria, the way he gave his statement that I see myself at your place, and then Imam gives this title to him that Rahim Basaria is from our family, from Ahl Bayt. Like not Imam's family, but the family of the Prophet too. Like all the Nurani family, he is the member of the family. And this is all 70, 80, 90 years ago. So it's not that we need to think that it is impossible. Everything is possible in paradise. And a few minutes ago we talked about that whoever is smiley is already in paradise. We want something higher than paradise. But if we don't have the knowledge, then what would we do? We would ask for small things. Right?
So I wanted to find this Farman.
Which one?
about the, so why we don't see that today? And this, well, I want to show you right here. And I just want to see the date on this one actually. 1962, Malapa, in Nairobi. And we all remember this Farman. So you guys are ignorant, running after the worldly titles. You remember that Farman, right? It's a long Farman, but just read without a foolish right there.
Yeah.
But tonight,
when I nominated new councils, when I gave a certain number of titles, there were some very foolish spiritual children, some spiritual children who have seemed to have got in their minds all their values the wrong way around. These spiritual children thought that it was important for them to get titles. They thought that it was important for them to become council members. But my spiritual children, I must warn you that this is the biggest mistake you can make. If you start running after worldly goods, now he says this title as worldly goods. If you start putting money before everything else, if you start wanting to be called wazir or count or itmadi, this is a very big mistake.
that's it right there. So this Imam is saying those Mu'mineen that have this kind of elevated soul, they will not be receiving titles in this world. They will not. And Sultan Muhammad Shah started that trend. After the death of the Pir Sazali, he gave him the title afterward, not during the lifetime. It was afterward. So Molapa will not be nominating anyone.
With titles.
I mean, he's a king. If he want to, he can do it. I'm not saying he cannot do it.
Yeah.
All right? But it looks like with this Farman, he's saying don't run after that. Don't look for the title. Be my Mu'mineen like a roots that nobody sees, but you are holding our tariqah. That's what you want it to be, the roots. Right? So the trend has changed. And there are more roots than the branches.
And it is intellectually you can, understand it, right?
Yeah.
If there is less root, the tree would not stand. So it has to be.
Has
So
to be.
you know how logically he has proven this question that there has to be roots, strong roots for the tree to stand. So if Ismailis today are flourishing, we are living in so many countries doing so good, imagine the strength of roots. But in today's time, there are no titles because the roots have
You
to
will
be
not even see them.
invisible, not known in Jamaat, but they are doing their tasks.
They are definitely. Ji. So we will finish with the last ayat, and then I think we should finish.
The 47:7.
6. The
47.
one that says,
Help me.
heaven will be brought near you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 47:6. Allah says, and admit them to paradise, which He has made known to them.
Yes, right there. અમે તમને ઈ જન્નતમાં રાખશું કે જેને તમે પહેલેથી ઓળખતા હશો. અમે તમને ઈ જન્નતમાં રાખશું જેને તમે પહેલેથી ઓળખતા હશો. એ જ્ઞાન. યાશા મારા મોમન ભાઈને દેજો બેસ્ટ દીદાર. That Gnan and this ayat is same. Okay? He is saying that, oh Mara Mola, give my Momin Bhai best didar. दीदार किसका होता है? बेस्ट अगर एक जगह है तो कभी ऐसा बोलते हैं कि चलो हम बरकत भाई के घर पे जाते हैं, इसके घर का दीदार करेंगे.
Do we say that?
बेस्ट का दीदार नहीं होता है, आदमी का दीदार होता है, और आदमी का दीदार नहीं होता है, इमाम का दीदार होता है. Do you see the difference? Okay, now I'm going to repeat this because we do not understand Ginan, nor we understand Farman, nor we understand Ayat, because we don't have the principle to understand all this thing. So now again, Mara Momin Bhai ne dejo. फिर सदर दिन दुआ करते हैं कि हमारा मोमिन भाई ने देजो बेस्ट दीदार, कि बेस्ट दीदार आप जो तुम्हें है ना. What is he saying? Give whoever is the momin your didar,
Subhanallah.
because Imam is a living Jannat.
Subhanallah.
Imam is a living paradise. Now come to this ayat. the living Jannat will be brought near you and you will recognize that Jannat. Meaning, when the Imam will come close to you, you will recognize which Jannat. Meaning, which Imam are you going to come one with? Which Imam will you come one with?
Not the current Imam, it could be
Right.
some other.
So when I say which Imam, I'm not talking about because all the Imams are same.
Noor is same, remember?
The Noor we are talking about. So you will know that you are about to become one with the Imam because you don't have to go from here to there. It says it will be brought near you. You see that? Imam will come near you as a living paradise. So you may enter that paradise.
Subhanallah.
You become one with the Imam. And I think at this note we should stop here unless you have any question.
Shukran Billah, Shukran Billah,
Shukran Allah, Shukran Allah, Shukran Allah.
Thank you so much for asking beautiful questions. Thank you for your visit.
For increasing our awareness of,
Ameen, Ameen.
what is right and